On today's episode of Watch JR Go, I gave Jake a knife, and now I think I should run away. This is probably a terrible idea. What is going on, guys? I'm Watch JR Go, and today we are here with my new, this is a new supercharged 3.0 liter from LKQ to replace the other one that I wasn't able to use because of that electronic oil pump. So, I haven't looked at it at all. It's still wrapped up in the plastic wrap, and right now, we get to discover together what's up with it. So, Jake's breaking in here. Over here, we have $550 something of gaskets. You can see the receipt down there, $548. And here's our supercharger gasket, valve covers, new coolant crossover, valve cover gaskets. Just tons and tons of parts are in here to get everything on this fixed right up. This one actually looks cleaner.
Dang it.
It might be dirty, but it looks very clean.
I wanted an Xbox.
Oh, my bad, it's over there. Ah, this one doesn't have a throttle body on it. Interesting.
You don't need one of those.
And also, I don't know what that sensor is. I don't think that was on mine. I was playing tricks on myself there with the throttle body off. It looks like that map sensor is somewhere else. It's actually in the exact right spot. Everything looks like it's going to work out. So, time to undress this engine and get ready to put it in the car after we swap out some gaskets. We even have new injector O-rings for the DI injectors. Obviously, we needed them so we could change the valve cover gaskets. It's so clean up front. I don't think it even needed valve cover gaskets. So unfortunately, I guess we're doing them. I'm not excited about that because you have to pull the injectors to do the valve cover gaskets. But that does mean we can take the injectors from my engine, which are new, and swap them over to this one. So time to start doing a little undressing here. Me driving the forklift. I didn't know you were chill like that. Welcome back to a movie you guys have all seen before. It's called Stripping Another Jag Engine. This is the third one. The third one. Anyway, with Jake and I, this should take no time at all, but we have to go so much farther on this engine, way farther. And honestly, we can't put it all the way back together tonight because the supercharger can't go back on because this one, of course, has an incredibly bad coupler in it. So I'll have a new coupler by Monday, I think, and hopefully be ready to shove the thing back in the car finally. But today we get to get everything off of it, get the supercharger off of it, which is a feat all by itself. That's a huge job, and start regasketing everything. If we can get the new valve covers on and the DI injectors in, all that good stuff, we will be on a roll towards dropping this back in the car. It shouldn't take any time at all. I believe in you. Twist while you gotta twist. Those O-rings always stick.
Yeah.
There you go. I see it going. I see it going. Jake was over here judging the plastic coolant crossover on the Jag like he doesn't drive a car that's fully plastic. Oh, you know what? In the car, I used a screwdriver to help a little bit. So I did this here maneuver.
Ah. So, yeah, like these quick disconnects are cool, but they absolutely cannot
Yeah, they don't work
age.
that well.
Yeah. They have to be replaced every like 40K.
Dana did just tell us that he sees most of his failures with these coolant crossover pipes up here that are all plastic. Of course, we're going back with all aluminum. He said that they usually all fail at the 10-year mark. So it's getting close to the 10-year mark. We got 2 left to go on this car. This car is not gonna break because all aluminum, all new everything. It's got a long life ahead of it.
This is a British car. It's aluminium.
Aluminium and Ruckus electronics. Let's get to it. I thought I set a world record yesterday, but I think we set like a universe record or something. The camera did not shut down in real time, going from that thing being salvage yard pulled to stripped all the way down to where we need it. I mean, ready, supercharger off and everything. Fuel rails are off. This is the farthest we've ever gone on one. At this point, we were ready to pull the valve covers, but we can't do that until we pull the injectors. And Dana at Luxury Imports loaned us the special tool that lets you use your slide hammer to hook onto the injectors, of course, because you do need that on DI injectors. They usually will not come out. They get heat cycled down in the bores that go all the way into the cylinder head. So they're basically stuck. We are headed to O'Reilly's to grab a slide hammer, and then we'll screw it onto that thing, yank these injectors out, change the valve covers and valve cover gaskets. Well, what a pile of parts. This looks like those Haggerty stop motion films. Like that's what we did here. We have the rig. So how this thing works, Jake's got it in his hand here, is there's two jaws on there, and then this collar slides over the jaws, and you get that thing all choked up on the DI injector. DI is direct injection. If you don't know, they go all the way down into the cylinder head, and they're incredibly hard to get out. So now Jake has this insanely massive rig.
It's coming.
Wow, that seems easy.
That hurts to use.
Everyone says that you have to pull so hard that it, well, that was like, those are 800 bucks or something, dog. You're lucky I got...
Listen, it's a piezo element.
I got 12 of them. So that part is actually in your cylinder head right there, where it's all nice and hot. Either way, that section of the injector is all the way down in the combustion chamber, and the high pressure allows it to force the fuel in. So these are definitely OEM. Everything on this engine has been OEM. The water pump was never changed. It still had Ford logos on it. So everyone says you have to hit this with the slide hammer till it feels like you're gonna break the engine. But Jake's getting them all with 2-3 hits. That's impressive. I want to pull some of these, man.
Very strong.
Don't take all the fun. Is that a Ford logo again? Is that, what's that? There we go. Nice low bite. That one is, it's gas, okay. It smells very gaseous. Cool. Oh yeah, there's gas everywhere. Cool.
Imagine that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I also dumped all the gas from the rail down the bores too. Can't see it on camera, but we need to hopefully vacuum that out. It's just like paper. It looks like chips, like a piece of cracker is down in the bottom of that one.
Delicious.
Maybe we should pre-vacuum or blow this out with some air. Just a pro tip: blow the thing out before you start. That's the only tip we got. Never pulled DI injectors until today. I've always heard pulling DI injectors was literally the end of the world, but with the slide hammer, it was no problem at all. I don't think Jake had any trouble. I didn't have any trouble. What's your take?
Take?
Yeah.
I'm about to take this valve cover off.
Don't take the valve cover from me though. I hear they're very expensive. Jake got the fuel line moved out of the way just a hair.
Valve cover delete.
Valve cover delete, please no. Oh wow, it is hard to get that out of there, isn't it? Woo! Look inside that engine.
Wow.
Has this ever been started? It's weird. It seems like there's like some heat in here, like a little bit of heat, but the top of the lobes is perfect. So obviously none of that area should matter very much there.
What company made this engine?
Jag made this. You think you guys just know that for? That's how. Another incredibly clean inside of the engine. Chains?
They do exist.
What's that say? I think that says Jag Land Rover. I'm not sure. This had more miles. It was like 44,000 miles. But I can tell you, this engine came apart and looks better than either of the other engines we had. This engine is a win, I think. Yeah. Huge win. Also, this is the straw I mentioned in the video. It goes all the way down to the oil pan, so you can hook your vacuum on and suck the oil out. So you suck the oil out, change the filter, and you're done in just minutes. That's how you service this engine. I think we should just change the valve cover gaskets and put that other gas. We could start putting it back together right now.
We could.
We could.
We could.
And we have our valve train cleaned up a little bit more. We cleaned out the bores, tried to get all the junk out of those things, vacuumed everything up, brushed out the valley. I think we're close. Now it's time to wipe everything down with some brake clean and get ready to start reassembling it. You know those memes where it's like my girlfriend wanted to go somewhere expensive, so I took her to the Jag parts counter? That's what this one is. I think this valve cover was like 130 bucks or something like that. Well, hey, it comes with new bolts, so it's got that going for it. And I don't have to install the gasket, so it's got that going for it. Whew, that is crispy. That is crispy. The only way you could get this was an OEM part too. It's a Jag part. Well, all right.
You're telling me I can't get aftermarket ones that say Edelbrock on them?
You cannot.
That's a shame.
Yep. No Edelbrock Performer, or well, it should be Holly. So
True.
we're gonna put a couple dabs of RTV where it wants RTV. They've even got the RTV retention holes there, and stab this back on. It's well engineered. It better be for whatever it costs. Why is it missing 2 bolts?
Supply your own.
Supply your own bolts.
It comes with 80% of the hardware. You're on the hook for the rest.
It really does not come with 2 bolts. They cheaped out on you right there. This is gonna be fun.
Oh,
How did you do this?
I'm having so much already.
Okay.
Just
Well,
like that.
that wasn't that big of a deal.
No, it wasn't.
All right, cool. We got a little squeeze out. Make sure we got some squeeze out. It didn't seat all the way for some reason. Not sure what's going on with the seating. Oh, there it goes.
Yeah, I just gotta squish around those cams.
You have to actually
Phaser things.
gotta kind of push.
Nice.
All right, Jake just bolted the water pump on while I was cleaning up the driver's side valve cover. So we've been grinding away over here, and now it's time to install our new aluminum coolant Y here that drops into the block. So, wow, that fits so tightly. These new O-rings. Okay, there it goes. I think I got it all the way down. Tighten down these 2 Torx bolts. We'll have that wrapped up, and then we're done for the night. And you're like, you guys are just quitting for no reason. It's not true. We would not do that to y'all. We were actually making really good time, and we got to the valve cover here. Got our new gasket on, it looks good. The valve cover cleaned up very well, looks brand new. And then these are the spark plug well and injector well seals. They're right there, they look like that. And these are the new ones I got that look like the passenger side valve cover. So we are fully out of luck. Those need to go back, and I need that supercharger coupler, so I think I'm dead in the water until Monday, Tuesday. At least for now, I can set this on here and keep the dirt out of it with our freshly cleaned valve cover. Well, I just went over and looked at our invoice from all these parts that we bought. This is the gasket we ended up with, LR011220, or DA85J1. I don't know, but the number we have on the invoice over there for spark plug hole gasket left does not line up with any of these. So it seems like we had an issue with the distributor or something like that, grabbing the wrong gasket. Well, with no way to finish the valve cover install, we are dead in the water for now. You can see we have our RKX Tech aluminum elbow on there, or Y pipe on there. And of course, everything's installed down in the valley. So we are rocking and rolling. I'm kind of blown away by how far we got today. So a couple more gaskets, well, those 3 little gaskets and a supercharger coupler, and this entire thing goes back together. Kind of a work of art once it all looks new again. That is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to head on over to shop.watchjrgo.com for cool shirts, not like this. And please like, share, subscribe, do whatever you want to do, and I will talk to you next time. Thanks, Jake. That was good work we did.
Yeah.
And we're, I mean, exceptionally fast,
Yeah.
I would say.
We pretty quickly tore apart that V8-2.
And then hours after that to get all this little minute stuff wrapped up.
Most of the bolts were the same size.
That is, it's all Torx or all 10s or all
took
8s. Yeah.
3 tools to disassemble this.
That is true. They really did kind of knock it out of the park. Oh man,
I do like European stuff.
we could probably put the exhaust back on right now. I think there's exhaust gaskets in the box.
We could.
We could.
We could.
We shouldn't. It's one of those things that just because you could doesn't mean you should.